Welcome to another episode of the YGC Collective mini podcast. I am one of your hosts, Giovanna Burgess-White, with my co-host,
Yvette Valdenegro, beaming in excitement.
I know. We just got off live with Roseanne McDonald, who is flying in to be on the wealth panel. So literally I can feel it in my face, like the energy and the excitement. But now I'm like local celebrity because we are going to have Lisa Rosenfeld on, who I always thought that I was like the queen of networking, to be honest, because I've been doing it I was doing the math, like 26 years of networking. But man, we're going to bring on the real queen of networking. Lisa is part of our business panel. You've known her for a little bit. I've known her for a little bit. This is what she does for a living. I think sometimes people think that that's what we do for a living. I go, no, it's part of our brand. It's part of how we connect and build relationships with the women in our community. But when you and I were talking about what else do we need to bring to the table for a business panel, I think most people think, you have to have a lawyer, you have to have your business and processes, you have to have your social media. It's like, okay, that's all great.
But where are your clients and people and your connections and your collaborations coming from?
Where are you meeting people? And I was just at an event yesterday and someone told me they have not been at an in-person networking event because she has her business online for over 2 years. And that's when it hit me. She's like, I miss this. I miss talking to people in person. My business is online. I'm doing everything online. She has beautiful social media. It's great. She's like, but it's funny. She was so intimidated to even talk to someone and introduce herself. So I'm excited to bring Lisa on. Okay.
And while you're bringing her on, I want the world to know, Lisa, the fact that she said that she admitted that she thought was the queen of networking and that you surpassed her. You have no idea. I want to if I could, I'd put a crown on your head right now. You have no idea what that statement was. True, a very true statement, but I was like, woo.
I think we'll share the court together. How's that?
I love it. I think people get scared and they don't like it and they think it's like, oh, I don't want to do that. But it's such an essential part, not only of the business, but of you and having real relationships, because you get lost in the online world and especially with social media right now. So welcome. And we're so happy to have you.
I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you guys so much.
And why don't you just let everyone know, because I did kind of say what you do, but your business and what it is that you do.
Okay. Well, I'm Lisa Rosenfeld, and the name of my company is Network in Action. And Network in Action is actually a franchise. And when I decided to buy my franchises, I decided I wanted to do all women's groups. I'm the only franchise owner in the world, because we are international now, that does an all women's group. So I have women business builders and women business networkers. So I have 2 all women's networking groups.
Whoa. Okay. I didn't know that. That's incredible. Kudos to you.
Yeah. And you and I were talking, I think it was last month, but it's so, yes, you do this for a business and
yes,
we're the only one doing that, but everybody else, and you go to other networking events. It's not like you just go to yours. I'm sure you hear this all the time. I don't have time and I don't have money and I can't be networking all the time. And you and I talked about you got to put it on the calendar. You have to go date. It's like dating. You have to go meet the women of the groups, who's leading these groups, what's the mission, what are the values, and if it's in alignment and it's in the season of your business, then yes, you do need to make those decisions in order to get the clients, in order to build the relationships. And it's not just to go sell your product or your service. It really is for you to have community.
Absolutely. I mean, I have so many people say to me, one, like you just said, I don't have time or the investment and everything. But, they go to but they still are doing a great deal of networking, but they're not being very strategic about it. And I always tell them, you can network yourself to death almost, honestly. You could go to something every morning, every afternoon, every dinner, but what you have to do is really go, be intentional, set goals when you go, and then, find the people that you connect with and then determine, is this a good place for me to spend my time and my money? And, it may be with me, it may be with other people, it may be numerous places. Like you said, I have my 2 groups, I own them. This is how I make my living. But I go out to other networking groups because I get a great deal out of them. And, that's how you build relationships and make connections.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am the reformed networker in this group. because I will be 100% honest. And the reason I'm saying this, because there might be people who are listening. The value, I did not understand the value. I'm just going to be honest. I was like, what, why? I don't understand. It wasn't until I actually went, first of all, changed my mindset. And as far as like, instead of like, oh my gosh, what am I going to get out of this? It was like, no, what am I going to go give? What am I going to go give in this group? I'm not going to have an expectation of receiving something back. That was first thing, changing the mindset. I think that helped me to really start to see the value, because the first thing that I think really touched my soul was the relationship side of it. The value of really, like you said, searching, seeking, and trying to find the people that you truly connect with. And then in that connection, then you start building something together. And that's first and foremost relationships. Because How do you refer someone you don't even know? How do you connect with someone you don't know? How do you even help someone? Really, we can give suggestions, but until you really know where that person's at, that's when something magical happens, as far as like something that you can really build. And I remember meeting you, I think for the first time a couple of years ago at an event, and I walked away going, who was that woman? Because you were talking to everyone, you're very welcoming, and I think very professional about what you do and how you do it.
Well, thank you.
Something really in your heart that just says, I'm really here to meet people, but I'm also here. Oh my God. And you and Gio, I think why you guys connected or really hit it off, because you're such a connector. I mean, I hear you immediately. Someone goes, and you're like, oh, I need to introduce you to.
Absolutely. I mean, your brain's going all the time. And I even tell, people that are talking to me again, asking me questions about networking, you want to have built a relationship with people so that just organically they hear someone say something. So I was talking to a lady the other day that she has an aesthetic spa where she does like Botox and things like that. Right. And she really hasn't done a lot of networking. And she was like, so how are people going to know to refer me? I was like, oh my gosh, because they're sitting there with their girlfriends having a glass of wine. And she goes, oh my God, I hate the wrinkles on my head. And so, that she immediately goes, oh, I have this person you need to meet. I mean, just because she's knows you and trusts you and knows your business and knows what you stand for, and just that you created this connection. But I said, but you have to work on, it's a two-way street. You have to work on building those.
Yes.
But it's so easy when it just is so natural and organic to me.
Yes. And a lot of women want to hide behind the brand or a logo, or they think, okay, we've seen this. I got the website, I got the logo, I'm putting out all the posts. No one's coming. We are in a day and age in society where people want to meet the woman behind the brand. And I remember when we were starting, it's like, what? We need to put more of our photos out there, our stories, who we are, because people aren't buying our service. They're buying into us and what problem are we solving for them. And like you said, the referrals are our clients. So we also bring our clients with us. That's why we built our community, because it's important for them to see the growth into our clients. They're important to meet us. Like when people always ask us to share stories about like how we met, why did we do this? And we get taught as business owners to just give the product, give the education, put it all on your website, do, Facebook ads. Well, that's not real genuine connection. That's just a business plan that you're hoping, okay, well, hopefully the right person is there, the algorithm is working, and that person connects with the messaging, but really they want to connect with the person behind the brand.
So true. Yes. I find myself sometimes like, and I'm texting someone, I'll say, well, my friend, and I'm thinking, now they really my friend? They're my friend on Facebook, but are they really my friend? I mean, like I catch myself even thinking about that sometimes, because I hold that kind of special. Like if someone's my friend, they're really my friend.
Yes.
And I know if I'm gonna say that to someone and referring them.
Yes.
Okay. Speaking of friends, you're about to have a lot more on August 20th. So before they get there and they get to see you and meet you, because really it's who is Lisa? Who's the person, right? Is there anything you want to share about just you personally, your shift in leadership, your business, anything that you've gone through that you're like, you are a real person. You've had lots of success, but there's also a lot of things that you've learned along the way.
I really have learned a lot along the way. I didn't come from an entrepreneurial family at all. I remember my father saying to me at one point when I had changed jobs like 3 times in 15 years, oh, you jumped around on jobs a lot, because that was just that mentality, right? So I kind of grew up in that environment. And I came to be a business owner because I quit a job to take care of my mother. Okay. So I was like, what can I do? I want to do something, but I don't really want to go back in that environment. So one of the things that I found myself doing was just digging deep and like, what are the skills that I've learned through my life? And my parents taught me just a great deal, but one of the biggest things that my father ever taught me was just to love people unconditionally. And that is just a lesson that has stuck with me in really everything I do. And one of the things I love so much about what I do is it is so fun for me to sit down across the table from someone. I did that yesterday with a person who is a grief coach. Okay. And it was just the amazing conversation that we had. And it wasn't just about business. Yes, I learned about her business, but just how she got there and her journey. And I just love hearing that about people and pouring out love unconditionally to them. That's just a huge lesson for me. And then also in business, I learned that just showing up, like being really true to yourself. I went through I will have to say I struggled for a long time with, am I good enough? Am I good enough? Mm-hmm. Right. And finally switching that mindset through some work and just meaning that I have something to bring to the table and I have something to offer. And that's what I want to pour that into, the women that I network with and do business with and have relationship with and live life with.
Well, you actually get to have a seat at the table on August 20th, on the literal table on stage, because I think you were the missing piece to the other 3 amazing women on panel. We as in Yvette and I and the women of YGC and YG collaborations, we learned through even our community networking. We don't do business. We don't talk about our kids. We don't talk about our partners, that we just needed a place for women to come and be, and also not feel alone and be seen and be heard and know, again, everything that we're bringing to the collective are the stressors, what's giving us anxiety, what's keeping us up at night, what we're Googling, if it's health, if it's wealth, if it's about our business, or if it's about aging gracefully and what we're wearing. All of those things are going to come together on August 20th. And each roundtable has women of wisdom, experts, women in the industry. So we're super excited to just have you and for you to just give your passion back, because really we are all in a realm that we get to do exactly what we're great at, which is connecting women, helping them in whatever area of life it is, whatever season it is. And that takes a lot. And I think, you said it earlier, the imposter syndrome. If we wouldn't have created this, we wouldn't have 14 women coming on stage and 200 women in a room, really pouring back into themselves, which is something that's absolutely needed. And 5 years ago, Yvette and I would have been like, we're doing what in 2025? No way. So thank you for being vulnerable and real and just for coming on before, because the whole point of this is for people to get to know who you are before you jump on stage, and then obviously connect after. But you're going to give them the gems, the nuggets on the why the networking is so important for building your brand, but also just relationships and community in general.
Great. I'm so excited and I'm just honored, and thank you guys so much for inviting me. I'm really looking forward to it. I have to be 100% honest. I've not actually been a speaker at an event like this, so this is a first for me. So thank you for that too.
No one would ever know.
Nobody would know, and
I shouldn't have said it. No,
but this is real. Like when we put this together, and we were like, we want the roundtables, and you guys are all each other's puzzle pieces. That last business spot was not filled, and we were like, we're not just going to fill it to fill it. And it was the conversations that we had, you showing up for yourself, you showing up into our community, and I go, this is it. Like we don't talk about it. Like people complain, or they don't go do it, or they just say they don't have time and money. But there's so much more beyond the word networking, and that's where you get to come in and really help, because people don't have a business. There's people that are coming that don't, but they need to understand that there's networking for them too. Like everybody has a place, has a space. And if we don't come together collectively, and we don't meet those women, they're never going to be connected to the other person, which is what we do best here is connect.
So
well, thank you, Lisa. We're going to take
thank
you
you
off to close out the show, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
All right, great. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Bye.
Oh, man, this is great. I'm telling you. Next week we have 2 more podcast episodes, and then the week after that we'll be at the Collective. If you're watching live for the first time, well, welcome. And then just go back. I believe we have up to 19 mini episodes. You don't have to watch them all at once, but I will say if you are coming to the Collective, go through them, get the nuggets, meet these women, because we have 14 women hitting the stage at different times. The agenda is out. We're going to make a couple of tweaks, but we still have tickets left for 8:20, so grab them. Is there anything else that I missed?
Well, I just want to say that I think Lisa was a great example of, because we've said this over and over, please do not come to the Collective thinking you're going to get 5 million PowerPoint presentations. This is not what this is. What you just heard was impartation. And for anybody who struggles with the imposter syndrome, right? Who struggles with like, where am I starting I want to do something, or how do I begin? That's what's going to be imparted to you. You're going to have someone that after she leaves the stage, you can have a conversation with, you can get to know that you're not alone. So it's for the women that are like, I want someone to meet me where I'm at right now, not give me the glitz and glamour of wasn't this a cute presentation and I have my little Canva all put together. This is not that kind of event. So if you're looking for raw and real and to be imparted and to meet incredible women who want to, I mean, she said she's leading with love. So if you want to meet with someone who's leading with love, this is the place to be.
Yeah, I'm going to throw the word also a little disruptive, because Yvette and I are a little disruptive. So if you
it's going to be disruptive.
want to add the real, the raw, and the disruptive, this is the conference for you. So go back, do some homework. You have 2 weeks to really meet who's coming, and the topics are holistic health, wealth, business, and fashion and aging gracefully. They're all tied together. It's so crazy as we're doing this. They're all tied together. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. And if you want to meet before then or talk to any of these amazing panelists where you're watching, you can follow them and you can see what they're doing before the Collective and go meet them then. Bye.
Bye.